Hi there. Welcome to this Monday Happy Talk. What I'm doing here is reminding us and helping us to find our way into spirit, helping us to find our way into a flow of life that's not as stressful and as hard and harsh as regular day-to-day life is. Regular society has a programming that is a pretty harsh, aggressive, negative, very angry energy in general. All the news, all the talk between many people and on our social media feeds, there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of complaints, and there's a lot of like, what's wrong? Everything is wrong. And we're not seeing that the energy of pointing out what's wrong is what's wrong. That when we come back into ourselves, that when we align with both heart and the energy of Earth Mother, we grow and we get to live in love and in security and in safety. And that's what I do here. That's what both the healing with Marcus, the online presence is all about that, reminding us of who we really are inside. Now, of course, I do other stuff too. I do shamanic work and I do Reiki work, energy work, where I, on a personal level, work with people as well. But this social media feed here is about reminding you how to find your way into heart, finding your way into yourself, so that you may find more happiness in your life. Because as I have been able to release mind, to release in some parts we call it stinking thinking, when we can release the ego and we can move into the energy of heart, we live in presence. And presence is that of the energy of the mother. And it's a balancing act inside of each one of us. So inside of you and inside of me, there's masculine and female energies going on. And in our society over these last both hundreds of years, but also thousands of years, our society has leaned from being more of an equal balance inside of each one of us to a very male-dominated, masculine-dominated world. And interestingly enough, and I'm not saying this to point fingers or to make anybody feel bad, but there's an imbalance in the masculine, feminine energy inside of each one of us. Not just men, not just women. It's inside of each man and inside of each woman. So when we can work on aligning our energies, we can work on getting the feminine to rise and the masculine to be a little less dominant. We will walk through our world in a different energy field. We'll walk through in a different knowing. And this is the knowing of connectedness, the knowing of oneness, the knowing that we are all one, that we're all together. And when we look at the earth, we can look at the planet Earth as the provider of all life for us. Yeah, the sun is needed too, but life itself grows in the soil. Life itself is made up of the elements of Earth Mother herself. And then the sun comes in and aids that energy to grow. Much like if you look at men and women, how we procreate life. The man is needed to start life inside of the woman, but then the life itself actually grows inside of the woman. So life itself is created within the woman, even though the man is needed, much like the sun and Earth Mother. So these are facts, at least from my experience, of ways to change the injustices that are going on in our world. Because there's no doubt there's an imbalance. There's no doubt there are injustices. There's no doubt that there's unfairness. But that unfairness doesn't live within all men are unfair to all women. It doesn't live within all this particular race is unfair to that particular race. It lives within each one of us. We got to find that freedom inside of each one of us. So you got to find the freedom in your heart. And how do you find that? By stepping out of the world that lives in our mind. Because we all have a perception of the world, how it works in our mind. And usually that perception is based on previous experiences. That's based on how we felt growing up, how our parents felt growing up. It's based on old programming. Basically what you could call, with like in a word, you could call it the old dream. And the old dream has turned into a nightmare for most of us. The poorest of the poor, the richest of the rich. Most people live in their own dream, which is also their own nightmare. And as we connect into heart, as we connect into Earth Mother and heart, because we connect to heart and we connect our heart into Earth Mother through rooting through our root chakra, and aligning our chakra system the whole way. And as we do that, we come to insights. We realize things. And we realize that we ourselves, that the suffering that we have perceived in the world lives here. And we have recreated the same nightmare over and over and over. So whatever that nightmare is, whatever kind of injustice you have faced, part of that is recreated in here over and over because of how we see the world. So when I see the world as an unjust place from the inside out, I keep living in that nightmare. And when I choose to create a new dream, when I'm able to release the old dream, which of course, it's not always as simple as that, because we do need to go in and work energetically on our system to remove the things that inside of us block us, that keep us in the old dream. These are like the wounds, the traumas that all of us have gone through growing up. And it can be generational trauma, it can be personal trauma, it can be inflicted through relationships, through parent relationships, through family relationships, through workplaces. The trauma can be inflicted anywhere. But until we are able to, like in my experience, I had to find people to help me remove those blockages. And now I work with doing that for others. As we can remove those blockages of trauma, then we can choose to step into our new dream. And the new dream, it starts now. And it starts with a whole heart. Instead of that wounded, injured heart, it starts with a whole heart. Because as we get in touch with Earth energy, Mother, the will of the Mother, the energy of the Mother, we realize that life wants us to do well. Life itself wants you, wants me to do well, to live in beauty, in safety, in security, in love, from that energy of your heart. But until we find that, we're going to keep recreating the old nightmare, the old dream. And we can step into the new dream anytime we start seeking. We've got to begin seeking. One thing is meditation, another thing is energy work. And the third thing, talk therapy can be helpful. But most of the time, talk therapy leaves out the energetic blockages that we have in our bodies. So suddenly we can become very aware of our problems. Like personally, I have that experience. Did a lot of therapy for a bunch of years. And I loved it because I did learn a lot. And I did get an open mind from it. But it didn't change the energy in my system. I stayed in the same space because I ended up recreating the same relationships, recreating the same situations over and over and over until it shifted inside of me. And that shifted from energy work and from my alignment. So there are things we can do to open up. And there's meditation, there's finding energy work, there's learning about these things. But we do have to do it. We do have to be willing to see what is wrong, what's going on with me. What do I need to heal? What do I need to shift? And when we shift, that's when we step into the beauty of oneness, the beauty of being, the beauty of the Earth Mother. And in connection to Earth Mother, there's no way we're going to wreck her the way we have. There's no way we can extract oil everywhere we go. There's no way we can and then, spew it out into the atmosphere. When we're in touch with Earth Mother, there's no way we can do any of that. We can't throw the wrapper out the window. We can't throw cigarette butts on the ground. In Sweden, you can't spit your snuff out on the ground. Because that's Earth Mother, and we're all here to take care of Earth Mother. That's our inheritance. That's our inheritance. That's what we are here to do. So, thank you for watching this. I encourage you to either seek up my meditations or anybody's meditations. Try the apps. There's one app that I have out there called Be Still. And there are other apps out there that are beautiful. There's one called Mindrise that I really like. There's, of course, the big ones, Calm and all those. But personally, I like Be Still. Or you can do whatever you need to do, what you feel called to do, because the spirits work around you, right? So whatever speaks to you, whatever shows up in your immediate reality is what's there for you. So right now, see if you can take that moment within. Right now, drop your mind into your heart. And sit with that. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share if you feel like. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Aho.